Pretty damn hype, Cinderin. Winner of this stays in the Berlin Major. Loser, well, they probably still stay, but they're playing scrims and not going to be too happy with themselves. But some interesting picks. I think it's the first Muerta game that we're going to cast together, if I'm not mistaken. I literally don't even know the names of the abilities, if I'm being honest. Pierce the Veil, Dead Shot, Guns. I actually know a lot of those. I don't know the Ghost one. Ghost Revenant, Ghost Monkey.
No.
Circle of Ghosts, that's Silence.
That's closer. Because it didn't say Monkey, which has nothing to do with the ability at all.
Calling, I saw that.
The Calling.
The Calling, that's it? That's like a horror movie. Okay, got it.
Wait, did I say The Calling? The Calling.
Good, very good, Cinderin, thank you. Yeah. And we're going to see Bounty Hunter, which I'm super hyped about because it's one of the few heroes that's by Phylactery and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Never thought about that one. That's really cool.
Definitely feels like one of the legs that Tundra have up on the other teams is their creativity with the new items. Mainly Phylactery. They've played this offlane Medusa with it. They've played Bounty Hunter with it on Soxa. Seems really strong. You just keep getting damage and slows whenever you track people.
Yeah.
It cancels blink daggers, and it allows your teammates to connect on them because of that little bit of a slow. It might not sound like much, but it really makes a big difference for people to connect. So,
and what do you think about the? I know we talked about this early on in the tournament, but the differences with the changes that they made to Bounty itself, with the stun not being applied to the Shuriken anymore, so you're not going to really. I mean, you could still go for an Octarine, like long-range Shurikens, I guess, but now the stun is attached to the Shadow Walk, so it incentivizes being a little bit closer to the battles.
I mean, not only that, but it just means Bounty Hunter has a stun that isn't a mini-stun, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. The hero just does this. And
pretty good.
That's a little
He's doing
bit
some nice blocking as well. Resolution in a lot of trouble, and another stun comes through, so layering it nicely, and that's the beautiful thing about having this Shadow Walk, is that what it's called? Man, now I'm really questioning my knowledge of the ability name.
So it's a 1 second stun, which doesn't sound like much, but you can use it twice back to back if you time your engage well. And what was the Shuriken toss stun before? 0.1?
No, it was like 0.35, wasn't it?
No way. Yeah. Was it that long?
I thought it was.
I feel like Shuriken stun.
Wait, how long is the stun now?
How long is the stun on Shadow Walk?
Yeah.
1 second, level 1.
I thought it was 0.35.
But that's the slow duration
the
of
slow
the
is 0.35. I could have sworn. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, either way, it's way longer, right? So if you do connect, and especially in these roaming moves early on, and considering there's gates for Bounty Hunter to kind of be in both lanes at once, it makes this hero very stressful to play against. And you're going to have to invest into sentries to protect your lanes, but then you run out of sentries because this has become more of a rarer commodity, if you will.
Yeah, that's
run out of stock faster.
That's actually a really good point about the gates, because this is a hero that obviously the invisibility is a huge benefit, but you don't gain movement speed, which I think you used to in Dota 1, if I'm not mistaken, and that's basically the same ability as Klink's with the Skeleton Walk, right? So the fact that you don't necessarily have to have that now because you can be across the map in just a few seconds is kind of a big deal.
Yep.
But yeah, looking forward to the Phylactery. If he doesn't go for it, I'm going to flame him, of course, because I'm very excited to see
pretty harsh
in use. But yeah, this is a weird question because I know both teams were expecting probably to continue on after the group stage. But what team do you think would be most disappointed not to make it? As Resolution glimpsed back into death.
That's
second
probably
time
a tie.
for him.
I don't know. I think both teams had high hopes.
One does have a stand-in though, right?
Yeah, that seems to have been a strength overall so far this tournament, though. All the other teams with stand-ins are doing great.
Well, they have all the other teams have stand-ins, but the rest of the team has kept their positions, right?
Okay, so they've swapped. Yeah. I mean, fair enough, I guess.
It's not just it's a 3 to a 1. That's kind of a big change.
Nightfall's a carry at heart.
Yeah, well,
he's playing offlane in this team by necessity.
Is that actually the case?
I don't know. This guy's carry is really good.
They have a mid laner playing position.
Yeah. So, you know.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. I mean, so as you can tell, my answer would be BetBoom. I think would be less disappointed than EG. EG would be. I felt like they were favorites to get maybe upper bracket coming into this tournament. But
yeah, they've definitely had standout games, but they've just not been consistent. And maybe also in terms of like the schedule, I don't know if that was a blessing or a curse. Like they faced Gaming Gladiators first and they tied, which was a good result. That was the very early days of the patch. Obviously, the teams learned very quickly. The game is way more figured out now than it was 4 days ago.
Yeah, and everybody's picking Medusa, right? They figured it out.
Yep,
that's the trick of the patch. Nightfall getting stunned. Second one can be used by Matthew if he wants.
So So far, the lanes are going pretty well for BetBoom, though, with the exception of the top lane. Like,
got the glimpse back.
Rezo is struggling.
Resolution might be able to get the kill on Pakaz. Nether Blast.
Oh!
No.
That's about as close as you can get without hitting.
Yep, save takes a tumble.
Oh, now it's
Tokyo. Now he's going to take a stun from Matthew as well. There's the calling! Okay, well, that leads to the death of Toronto Tokyo. Resolution dies for a third time in that top lane.
No, they did specifically counterpick him
and
help out in the early level engagement with Matthew starting top for the first blood tri-lane kill.
Yeah, Matthew off to a great start.
I was just saying BetBoom's side, bottom lane and mid lane are going pretty well, but the top lane is really... Yep, there's something to there's some ground to cover for Rezo in this game. He is going to have a very, very tough time. If you fall behind as Doom against Sark, good luck is my verdict on that lane for Doom.
Yep, Matthew inside the colony. He's going to tank
nice
a ghost
damage
with a dead shot to follow, but he will live. As Whisper, as you talked about, playing the off-lane Coddle. We saw that in the last game that we cast, which was not too long ago, Cinder, if you remember.
I remember an hour ago.
Yep, that's right.
It was a good time.
And he owned.
I was younger then.
Now, is this... this does not look like a Spirit Vessel game.
I mean you could make a case for it, right? You're against Doom, you're against Tiny. The damage component of it's pretty good. You're against Pugna's heal. I think there's merit to it, but I personally would rather just see auras. Like, get Pipe Greaves. Look at the heroes you're against. It's amazing. I mean, Pipe especially is...
He has Urn already, so I guess that's my question, is... With that in mind, do you think he just keeps it as Urn?
I think he's going Vessel, but I just disagree with it. Okay. I think the Urn is good. That's fine, and you can also go the Travels, but I just think Pipe is, for me, is a no-brainer in this game with how the meta is shaping up right now. Like, it counters everything in the enemy team. Every single hero is heavy magic damage. Keep in mind when Muerta uses her ult, if you have Pipe, it's actually really good, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think they need to get it in their team. If the Coddle doesn't get it, it needs to be on the Bounty, but then it's a matter of, all right, is the timing going to hit correctly? We'll see. But it seems like, at least based on game number 1, EG didn't really favor that item in that game. They went 2 Orchids, as Brian pointed out in the panel, which may have been their downfall.
Gets dusted, slowed down by Toronto Tokyo as well, but now outside the dust, and it's not going to last too much longer as GPK won't be able to pursue as he even takes the Bounty rune. So what's your take on Muerta as a hero? Because we got to see it... Oh, hold that thought. Resolution. This might be the 4th death for him. Pounce connects, but Pakaz has to kind of reset.
Can't commit.
We got to see it on the old patch for a bit, and the whole... We're always weirded out by the fact that, you know, her ult didn't go through BKB, but there's a reason for that, because they thought that this patch would be aligned with Muerta, if you actually think about it. So what do you think about her now? That she can technically shoot through BKB.
Well, after the nerf where... The nerf that we just got, where the... What is it? What's it called? The Gunslinger doesn't pierce anymore, right? When you're in ult, the way it was working, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong here. The way it worked until this got changed was you would pop ult and your Gunslinger secondary shots would pierce BKB even though you were in ulti.
Okay.
I think that is not the case anymore. I think her damage now, after that change, has just drastically been reduced in teamfights, and the hero went from looking insane in Dream League to being more of a situational pick now. So I think she's still in a pretty good place. I think the Calling is a mega powerful spell if paired with the right lane partner.
Yep.
I wouldn't say... Crystal Maiden is a pretty good one because she has a root. But, you know, things that are really powerful with this are things that force the enemy in place completely, right? Like Clockwork Cogs, or maybe Fissure could be a really interesting thing to explore with Muerta. But
Fissure, why?
Because it blocks the enemy off.
So for the Calling specifically.
Yes, so you like place the Calling perpendicular on the Fissure, and then it's kind of like you kind of have to run through the ghosts to get out. It depends, but it's just an example. The Maiden Frostbite should still be pretty good, though.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's one nice thing about the Coddle in this lane is that he's just outranging it. So you're not really in danger because he's just farming from really far away. Matthews going to be spotted here. Yeah,
Resolution does have Vanguard now, so much tankier than he was previously, but stuck inside the kinetic field. C-Smile coming in for the gank. Gonna focus down save first, but there's the Electric Vortex into the pounce onto Resolution. Gets off his Infernal Blade, but he's gonna get glimpsed back into the company of EG, and they are up 7-0.
Yeah.
Not one kill yet for BetBoom. I mean, one one good thing, I guess, from GPK side, he's able to get that tower to half HP as we're seeing the replay here.
This is a really nice play call from EG specifically because Tiny's TP is on cooldown. This is by design. They know that he can't make it up here. Because if Tiny TP's up here and counterplays this, they could lose multiple heroes, but not able to do so. 7-0.
Yes.
It's the current lead, so looking very hot here, EG.
Okay, getting slow. There's the zip in, but Storm's actually out of mana, gets tossed up. GPK now on the run, but the glimpse again. And GPK looks to be resigned to his death, so another valuable kill going the way of EG. Although Nether Blast doing a lot of damage. See Smile will live just barely. A couple misses from the low ground, and Save will die. Double kill from Whisper, who's showing off his ability to play Coddle with the Boots of Travel now in tow. 9-0. This is getting out of hand quickly. And this is the thing I was going to bring up last game. I actually forgot about until now. That's what it's like being an old, decrepit man. But
speaking of that,
BetBoom, they have the propensity to tilt. They don't respond well to losses. They don't respond well to things that go unexpectedly. GPK, I think, by himself encompasses that completely. But as a team, I think they have the reputation of doing that. And perhaps we're seeing that early on here.
I mean, they're definitely not off to a hot start now, right? And obviously, the players don't have access to the gold. You still have a feeling of how the game is going, and it's never nice to look up there and see 0-9, right? It's like all the moves they've tried to make have been countered. They failed to have enough damage and get the kills. And it really has to come from the Storm or the Tiny largely. So once to see GPK get involved, he got a good power rune now to at least look to make a move here if they want to smoke, for example. But for now, yep, there we go. All right. Guess they will be trying to find their first kill, but who will it be on? The Coddle would be a nice target. He's actually top net worth as usual here, Whisper.
Yeah, he's very, very fast, though.
Looks to be going for the same build as he did against Aster, Orchid, as well as Vessel. So no auras, much to the dismay of Banana Slam Jamma.
Yep.
And Faye.
Is that a Slacks pronunciation?
It's dialect.
Oh, I see. And what dialect is that? Stupid?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I am not surprised you're fluent.
Shit, you got me. Oh, that was good. Damn, you're just too quick, you know? Matthew has the track up and ready, and he's already level 6 as a support at 11 minutes. Not too shabby, as I'm sure he got a Wisdom rune to help out. And yeah, that haste rune not really being used to full effect. I mean, they were a bit patient. I mean, he still technically has it, but no openings.
Nope.
EG's not really letting them into this game at all.
Right now.
Save is
on the other side, though. This will be one.
Be first track hold of the game, and they're going to get a free Nether Ward as well, which is
plus 20.
Only level 1. Goes up to 100, Cinderin. It's worth something.
Does it?
Yeah. 20, 40, 60, 80.
Yeah.
Wait.
You were pretty close. You got 80% of the way there. That's not that
killed
bad.
it before and it's gotten 100. Maybe not. Maybe I am dumb after all. I speak stupid. I am stupid. GPK getting ganked, and he will likely die. Save is not level 6 yet, so no save to come. Quiet, Matthew.
Oh, they're getting a kill.
Yeah, they're blocking him. They can get this kill. That would be a decent amount of gold going their way, and they finally get their first kill of the game. C-Smile will try to punish this. This is Nightfall, popping that ult to stay alive.
Yep, they had to use that and the life drain, so, I mean, not that life drain's a big cooldown, but the Mortal, pretty meaningful. Oh, thanks for the stat. They killed 5 of them to get 100.
Yep, there you go.
That's what you saw.
You see?
Oh, damn.
Do it all along. Thank you, production. Really appreciate it. Wonder if they coded that in hard to make sure that it was correct. Right, had to hack those numbers in.
Yeah, that was the first Nether Ward of the game. And they just generated the whole table. 5 different ones.
Hey, they make the casters look good.
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
Unless it's me, then it doesn't matter. You can't save me.
There's nothing like lying to be right. That's my favorite.
That's the American way. There's Matthew. In the vicinity of Resolution. He's going to see Save as well, as there's a sentry place, so they do spot him, and he knows that they can see him. It's off the track. He's out of range now. And there's the glimpse back onto Save, who will decrepify himself immediately into his ult, but going Gonna get stunned out outright.
Oh,
and he actually will somehow live. They thought he was dead.
Oh, the solo might.
Pounce connects, but Freezing Field that comes doing quite a bit of damage because he has to be careful. Spirit Vessel's there though. Toronto Tokyo takes a tumble. CM ended up dying as well, and they're gonna glimpse back Resolution. Another track kill for EG.
Where is
triple kill for
GPK?
Whisper? Yeah, that's a good question.
The Tiny, once again, TP on cooldown, cannot join the move. He's in the jungle trying to finish up a dagger. This is a mid-Tiny. We're 14 minutes in. He has 1 assist and doesn't have the blink. So it's been a terrible game for him, just hands down. He's 1,500 behind the Storm. Just really struggling to find moves. And you look at this lineup, and I just see a Tiny that has to make work. And now that you're falling behind, and he's resorted to farming, I don't really know where the moves are going to come from BetBoom. Doom got crushed in lane. He's not going to frontline for you. He has a Vanguard, minute 14. Tiny doesn't have his big Blink Dagger yet. The other heroes can't. They can't initiate, right? Yep. If Maiden walks up or Pugna walks up to start casting some spells, they get eaten alive by Storm. They get eaten alive by Caudle, Bounty Hunter. There's no way. So they need Tiny to frontline, or rather to have the killer instinct to be an assassin. And now with this dagger, it's honestly do or die time, and we're 14 minutes in. I feel like you're 7k gold behind with Doom minute 15. Time to get some bang for your buck for this Tiny before the game's over.
I mean, the score is 14-1.
Oh yeah, there's track gold too. Let's remember to factor that in as well.
Indeed. 15 minutes in. Matthew checking if there was a Wisdom Rune from a minute earlier, but BetBoom on top of that at least. But yeah, they are just crumbling horribly in this game. Mech is finished from Resolution, so going for more of the utility Doom build. No Midas or anything like that. As an Ag's picked up by the Slark. So Pounce will have 2 charges and have very, very long range.
That's an early one.
Yes.
That is a very, very
Took apart his Echo Saber in order to create it, and we'll be going for Mage Slayer next. I mean, considering all the magic damage, that's a pretty damn good item in this game too.
I love the choice. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He needs to set his teammates up for success. Just jump in, get Mage Slayer on the casters, and keep them in place, and Storm and Caudle are going to kill them. Slark doesn't need to carry right now in this game.
Resolution, Spirit Vessel's there. It's blinding lit. Oh my god, the Illuminate almost just takes him out.
And now another. Okay,
yeah,
didn't get in range for the Shadow Walk attack, actually.
Whisper slowing him, though. He's going to attempt to TP out. Oh! The Illuminate blows him a new one.
And in the meantime, BetBoom are just stuck bottom with 4 heroes. Not really. They're trying to accomplish something with this tower push, but EG just aren't responding. They're just letting them have it. It's like, whatever. We took a top tower ourselves. We know you guys are down there. They're just playing around this Tiny perfectly. This is... it's easy to say when the game is 1-15, but this is one of the lowest contributing mid-Tinies we've seen in a long time. This hero doesn't function like this.
Yep.
The rest of his lineup...
Sad death for Rezo.
Yeah. Not really much he could do there. If he isn't getting any help, you're not getting out. Orchid on Caudle. Salt in the wound now for all these squishy heroes. Muerta, Pugna, and Maiden can easily get soloed at this point by Whisper.
Yeah. Save spotted out with the track, and there's the zip in. That's going to be an easy kill. He puts down the Nether Ward, but Toronto Tokyo is going to die in the face of it. And there's the Avatos. GPK showing off that Blink Dagger, so he finds the kill on the Storm Spirit, which is a huge kill. Definitely the biggest of BetBoom's games so far. Does cost him his life, though, so double kill for Pakaz, adding to his permanent agi.
It shows the potential of what the hero can do in this game, but the problem is it comes after both his supports are dead. The initial move needs to be theirs, and it's easier said than done, right? It's not like they're having a fun time or having a great game, but that's how things should have been if they wanted to go better. And all right, now things are going to get a lot worse, because we were talking about Phylactery and Bounty Hunter, and then Caudle could buy Pipe. What if you just do it the other way around without the Phylactery? In other words, Bounty Hunter has a Pipe.
Well, I said I would flame him, so I'm going to.
What's your damage on Radiant looking like into this Pipe? They are, I don't know, 80% magical, their team?
It's very, very high percentage.
So, you look at the damage dealt as well here in the breakdown. It's mainly been Pugna, but yeah, tough times. This Pipe coming into play at a great timing. Could just group up with the Slark and Storm and start hunting fools. And I don't know what they're...
I think they're baiting Resolution. He's been juicy food for EG, so perhaps they'll bite on this. But perhaps a little bit too obvious.
Yeah,
so they are in the
haven't really pushed out the other lanes, so this is pretty telegraphed. It's like, where else would their heroes be, right?
And there's Matthew. He's
Matthew
gonna be
might
spotted.
take the bait. He finds a sentry.
Yeah. The creep there at the wrong time if you're a BetBoom fan. Matthew, he's going to get... Okay. He's still very tanky, though. Pops the pipe, and he's going to live as a result. Getting off these track kills. Rezo dead. Toronto, Tokyo dead. GPK is next. Gets off the toss, but to no avail. And this is an absolute game in shellacking, my friend.
Yeah, there's no denying it. This is one of the most one-sided games of the entire tournament, and it's one of the most important ones.
Yep.
This is not the kind of game that you want to have your worst performance all tournament in. And again, if you think back,
that Matthew lives through this is insane.
Yeah. What did he have? He got Caudle healed. He used the pipe. He had a Lotus. He had Wand, I think. Popped all of it at once. They didn't burst him 100 to 0 in the stun, so they get to use all of their abilities and just keep him alive nice and easy. And the thing that stings so much for BetBoom here is that all they needed, it's so easy to get into this mindset and just go full despair mode, right? But all of this could have been avoided if they had won one game against a team that was eliminated.
Yeah,
Execration were already knocked out of the tournament. They technically didn't have much to play for. And it's a team that you would think, based on how the tournament had gone, BetBoom should be favorites, so they should at least take one game. If they had a tie there,
I mean,
they wouldn't even have played today.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they'd be favored, I would say, in most cases, to go 2-0 in that series.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Execration definitely started playing better toward the end, so I want to give credit to them. They definitely leveled up throughout the tournament. Unfortunately, they leveled up too late, but if you're a BetBoom fan or a BetBoom player, it's still, like, at the end of the day, it's just not good enough, right? Like, that was a team you needed to beat at least one game. You didn't do it. You find yourself here today, and today they've just been outclassed. I feel like neither game they've played has been close at all, really. So there were other opportunities for them to make it to that main stage.
Last game was closer than this. I'll say that right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I'm painting a dark picture here, but I'm really struggling to see the way out of this for them. Sometimes a spade's a spade.
Tokyo's dead.
Okay. Well, he lived for half a second.
Like that 5v4. Now the zip back in, but that's the buyback onto the CM. As Storm, getting control for the time being, actually gets Doom. I think that's the first Doom of the entire game.
It is.
If I'm not mistaken. But he's just going to walk away for now. And they get Toronto, Tokyo again, so that is a dieback. There's the Storm. He's still getting bursted down. They finally will get it. So just at the end of the Doom, they were able to get that valuable kill. So that's the second death for C-Smile, surprisingly enough. He has 2/3 of the deaths of his entire team. But it's just not enough for BetBoom. They need a lot more than this.
We'll get one more here.
Panda is dead. Did we get to the magic number? I don't even know. Wasn't paying attention. We might have.
420?
No,
322?
Yeah, that one.
Could have been either. Oh yeah, it might have been 322 for a moment.
Yeah, why don't you do some investigating? Very important. We have nothing else to investigate.
Can we have a replay so we can look at the kill score for a moment, please? For no other reason.
I'm going to pass on that one. Unfortunate.
All right. Unfortunate. Sometimes you just get shut down. When you want to look at absolutely nothing, you don't get to.
Yeah, so 14K lead here for EG. And from BetBoom's perspective, is there an item that is going to give them a better chance that they're close to getting? So Nightfall has the Maelstrom, Dragonlance, BKB. Oh, what do people buy on this hero now? Is it... Oh, boy. Oh, Pounce will miss.
Oh,
is it going to, like, Gleipnir, or do they like Mjolnir?
It feels like Gleipnir would be really good. Or rather, I think Pike might be more important because you're against Slark, right? And Storm. You need to be able to reposition yourself in the fight. So I think Pike first. It's probably the way to go. The issue that you're going to run into is if you don't commit fully to damage, does it even matter that you reposition? We've already covered how tanky EG's lineup is with this mech, with the Grieve, or not with the mech, sorry, with the pipe. They're hard to make a dent into.
Yeah.
Save will be very dead here. Orchided.
Yep, and remember, this is not just some normal game that you're going 4-24 in, which is very common for a lot of us. It's a bounty hunter game where you're dying this much.
Yep.
You are getting so much more gold on EG's side. And that's just going to add insult to injury. One of the more
level 1 track
heroes.
gives yourself 130 bonus gold and all allies involved 40. So you can do some quick math on that. I know you're good at it. You countered earlier and I was very impressed.
Thank you.
So you can let me know how much bounty
Well, I wasn't even listening to
that.
anything you said, so that's going to be difficult for me to do that math.
You're a good friend.
Yep.
Solar Bind into Illuminate Vessel. Look how much that chunks him half.
Yeah.
And Pakaz is committing.
Yeah, he gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field static storm. He's on the outskirts of the silence, but he's going to get stunned now by the Storm Spirit. But the Doom goes off, and that's another death for C-Smile.
In classic fashion for this game, the Storm will die.
The only hero that's dying, the only core.
The mobilest mobile hero of them all. 3 out of 5 deaths.
Yeah, got to give credit to Rezo. He's been getting the Dooms off.
Yep, gets the punish there.
That's the most important hero to get it on.
It's something, you know. If they're at the very least trading right now and they're stopping the bleeding, that's something to hold on to. Unfortunately, they're very, very far behind, clearly, but they can prevent falling behind any further and maybe get another item on the Muerta as well as the Doom. There are possibilities to make this happen.
Is she actually going Moonshard?
Oh, he is lining up the Pike, which I would like to see. Moonshard would be, it's insane damage output for Muerta since she gets so much plus damage from her ult.
Yeah,
So
I actually don't mind. It's one of those risky, but you kind of have to take some sort of a risk at this stage.
I don't mind. I think any major damage item here or Pike both are good, and I think having a YOLO mindset is what they need right now. I think playing it passively and playing it safe is not going to win you the game. So with that in mind, I actually kind of like the Moonshard more than the Pike, because sure, it's going to be good in the matchups, etc., but you're kind of playing not to lose rather than playing to win at that point.
Yeah.
And you gotta take the risks here. You gotta take those 10% chance plays because they're better than no play at all than just getting run over. So ideally, you find something that's better than a 10%er, obviously.
Matthew finds GPK. Just farming away now. And, I mean, we're 25 minutes in. No Roche taking yet because they don't really have a good Roche
team neither
team's
team's good at it. Might be a while.
Well, Muerta's pretty good at it. But she doesn't have enough farm for it to...
Yeah.
But EG's lineup's pretty bad at taking Roche, actually.
It definitely is. The good news for them is they don't need it. As long as they keep map control, they're going to find track kills and keep building advantage that way.
Yeah, well, the lead hasn't expanded that much, so...
Both tormentors are up as well, but 26 minutes.
That's true. That's a little surprising, especially with EG having this much map control.
It definitely feels like they could grab this top one when they're pushing out this lane and they're all 5 heroes in the neighborhood, but gonna pay respect here. Actually gonna swap sides, it looks like. It's gating time. Never mind, they're going Roche. Okay. I thought they were gonna gate to bot and take their own tormentor, but they do want to commit for the Roche here. Not the fast lineup like we talked about, but they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They feel safe.
I mean, they are in a corner of the map, so there's only so many avenues.
That's true.
Feel safe indeed. And assuming Storm Spirit will be taking the Aegis, not only the best Aegis carry in the game, but he's also dying somehow.
Well, you could also argue for putting it on Pakaz so that he can play hyper aggro and
I mean, this is the point where,
pull
considering
attention
the lead,
away from the Storm.
maybe you want to go high ground.
But I would also.
I mean, considering this is a best of one,
yeah,
they're going to play mega safe. Mega safe.
They haven't so far.
Oh,
They've been diving the basement at 20.
C-Smile has, but
yeah.
nobody else has.
I mean, I don't know, you can say much about EG this game. I don't feel like it's been safe. It's been aggro. But right, they're not like running into the enemy base like headless chickens, right? They're not going to just like full-on YOLO push because they don't need to. But I would like to see them not like slow down to a crawl instead of keeping the pressure up, because I think they have all the tools available to just fight BetBoom head-on as long as it's in like neutral territory or even in the enemy base. It is possible with the right vision.
And they're smoked up. They're looking for a target. And
okay.
The target is set on
Toss
Slark.
plus Doom.
That's right. They use the Doom.
Nice kill.
That looks to be a freebie for them. Very nice pickoff. And of course, like you said, no Aegis.
That was a 1,600 gold kill. Yoink.
That certainly helps a lot.
Half of it goes to Reza.
Yeah, that's his payment for not going Midas this game. What does he have actually on this Doom? He went, like we said, the Greaves. Vanguard has Cloak, which he's taking apart the Vanguard now. And we'll be going for the eventual pipe, which he now makes out of the components.
Yep.
Okay, so very tanky, and he could still turn this Vit Booster into a Crimson if he wants, which, I mean, against Slark is good. I mean, how do you look at this when it's majority magic damage, and then you have one right-clicking carry.
I think you should turn the Vid Booster into Octarine. I don't think Crimson is worth it. It's not good enough.
Crimson's not good enough.
I mean, it's 30 minutes in, and you're buying it against one hero.
Based on strength now as well, though.
That is true. But the enemy team is based on magic.
Yes, that is true. Matthew runs into Nightfall. Oh, the zip on the opposite side. They track Nightfall. He's going to get glimpsed back as well. Resolution jumps in. They're looking for the Bounty Hunter first. Is he actually going to live? No. Finally, the right click comes from GPK. Buyback down to the Bounty Hunter to get the Crystal Maiden, so it's a 1-for-1. As Resolution now initiated on by C-Smile, who doesn't have too much mana. They are able to find that tanky Doom.
So,
what's that?
He has Arcane Rune, Caudal, and Aegis.
Yes.
He's not scared. Arcane Rune has now expired, though.
So EG winning this fight, although it did require a buyback onto the bounty. So BetBoom maybe not the worst fight of all. Obviously, they'd love to burn this Aegis.
That was completely unnecessary, but it's hard to judge in the moment.
It's still no Tormentor.
Yeah.
Very strange. Let's see how bad the... Okay, let's see.
I mean, considering EG have killed Roche, this should be way easier for that line.
So EG, let's see, it's Disruptor and Bounty. We've seen the Disruptor one. The Bounty one
Shadow Walk on Ally.
On Ally, which...
Pretty bad this game. It's okay on Slark, actually. Yeah, it's kind of giving him a Shadow Blade. He can run around fast. It's actually cool with him.
Okay, so it's worth it. I was just wondering if it was going to be like, okay, these are two terrible shards. No wonder they're not going for it, but that's not really the case.
It still feels, it's still a good thing to grab, just if nothing else, just to deny it, right? It's a big net worth swing.
Yeah.
If you steal away the enemy Tormentor, if you want to look at it that way, it's a 3k gold swing, right?
Disruptor gets it, unfortunately. Really wanted to see the Bounty Hunter one.
You can Thunderstrike from really far away now to set up glimpses and...
Yeah, and he can place it on the ground as well, Cinder. Oh, look at this Lotus.
Oh, that's a lot of flowers.
That's a lot. That's a fully...
Not interested in going to the Botanical Gardens today.
Fully loaded...
yesterday.
Oh, no, there's one missing. Okay, they can still...
Maybe they're waiting.
They're baiting it.
What do you think if they could keep spawning it? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, look at this view. Oh, yeah, look at... Oh, my God. Dude, those Lotuses have more polygons than Morphling, for God's sake.
Oh.
What is this?
A nice little... What do you call those? The leaves in the
Tadpole,
water.
Or not?
Yeah, that was also my first instinct. I'm like, that is not the word for this.
Wait, yeah, okay. What think about that? You're breaking my brain now.
Whisper's
dead. Has to buy back into the game. Resolution. Now he's getting gone on by Pakaz, who pops his ult. Toronto Tokyo gets off the freezing field just temporarily. Actually, it lasted quite a while as the BKBs are popped. The jump in Resolution was glimpsed back. Nightfall is able to get out of dodge. And that is one thing we didn't really mention. One of the big reasons Disruptor is really good is because Glimpse, if you're able to time it correctly, is not taken off by BKB. It will actually go through in a way if it ends in time.
As long as the BKB is not active when you arrive at the Glimpse destination, it works. So you can cast it during BKB when it's about to end.
Pretty insane.
And that's also a part of why the Shard is good, because you can cast that on BKB'd heroes. It won't do damage, or well, it'll do half damage, right? But it will give you that vision as well for glimpsing later. Do you believe? He's being hounded here. This could be bad if he stays too long, but he'll get out of there. Actually, Matthew placing an obs behind him, walking past the Wishing Well.
Yep, that's our favorite Wishing Well.
Found a coin in there yesterday. Said, wish we hadn't lost 0-2 to Execration. It was dropped in there by Nightfall.
Oh, God, it's too soon. Too soon, Cinderman.
It's a brutal game. You got to be on your... That's one of the... I think one of the things most underrated about this game is how exhausting and how hard it is to be on top of your game every day. Like, Dota is a hard game. It takes 100% of your brain power. These guys play a lot. They're young and they're determined. They're motivated, but it's a hard game. And that's why whenever you have these interviews with teams, I mean, obviously they also want to be, you know, friendly and not disrespectful to others, but I genuinely believe them when they're like, no team, we're preparing well for every team. We don't think any match is going to be easy, because all the teams that are here have the ability to take games off each other. So if you don't play your best, you're having an off day, that makes for a tough experience. I will say though, BetBoom in the last 10 minutes, they've made some moves. Like they've found trades. They haven't been the best, but they've kind of, the gold gain for EG has kind of flatlined. They're a little bit further ahead than they were 10 minutes ago, but considering how much it was ramping up, they've somewhat stabilized.
Now they have to deal with a Lincoln's on Storm, Boots of Bearing on the Bounty.
Makes you wonder if you go Ags on Doom here, actually, because if you want to be able to stick on the Storm or the Slark or both, the problem is it's hard to use Ags without having BKB, right? So you're just gonna, people are just gonna get forced away, and then it's kind of whatever, right?
Yep.
So, or you just get stunned.
And still, the Tormentor survives in EG's side. They just not interested in doing it.
Yeah.
Not remotely interested for some reason. Just sitting there, ready and ripe for the picking. As Roche, we won't know for another 35 seconds when that will spawn. Matthew getting some nice vision. This tier 1 is still alive. Goodness gracious. I didn't even realize that. Okay. They've taken 2 towers. The other 2 tier 1s are dead, and that's it.
All right, Shannon, hear me out.
Yes?
If your shards are really not appealing in the game, if you kill the Tormentor, you're just inflating your net worth for the enemy team to kill you.
That is true.
So in some cases, if you really don't want the shard, it's better to just not kill it, because you're just helping the enemy team if they win a fight against you.
I mean, sure.
It gives a 250 gold bounty, which is almost nothing, and you need to rotate your entire team, so you lose map efficiency.
Yeah, that's
true. So if the shards are not worth it, which is very rare, I don't think that's the case in this game. I think it's well worth it.
Good enough. I think it is.
All right, now they're finally naturally over there. They're like, oh yeah, I guess.
Let it drop to bounty, please. I don't want to see a Tony. Wait, they're not even on their team. Okay. Bounty Hunter won't drop.
I mean, I understand if they don't kill it, if it's a 50-50 between Bounty and Tiny who gets it. Then I also probably wouldn't take the risk. Like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
But as long as it stays in your team, I think.
If you're a gambling man, could give it to the enemy.
That's the real comeback mechanic Dota's been missing right now. I think when you're 10k gold or more behind, it should be a coin flip whenever you CS who gets the gold.
I like
if it's your team or the enemy team.
All right, Roche,
Seems
it's
solid.
a minute 20 away. And like we said, Matthew has the shard, so Shadow Walk has a lowered cooldown now.
They're just full on banking on EG coming up here, and they'd be right. This could be spicy.
Cast it on Pakaz, please.
They're set up really well here. They have
stun.
You see Matthew.
Oh, okay.
You see Pakaz too.
Yeah.
They see
spot him onto the high ground, but there's the Doom from Resolution. They've already lost their Pugna. He's now getting control, but the Pugna buys back into the game. BKB bought by C-Smile. He has to walk away. Looks like the Doom was applied to the Slark, who's just trying to walk away himself. Might be fine, actually. Trying to reset his EG, but they've lost 2 members. And
nice setup from BetBoom. It was risky, but it paid off. They buy back the Pugna, of course. Getting the Doom off on the Slark, crucial there for forcing EG's disengage. Now, the question is, can you get this Roche in time? Because once these heroes come back and you don't have Doom,
they're not happy.
Not favoring you anymore.
They are not happy that Roche is slumbering
7 seconds.
still.
Oh, he's just about to spawn. Now they lose their patience and run away.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Well, they might go back and check it again in a sec. Just park Pugna in there to have a look. There we go. Oh.
No, he's not. Roche is now waiting.
Checking it again. Like, no way, man.
Okay, and there we go.
Okay.
So,
are EG gonna fight without Bounty? There's no Doom.
Yeah.
This is fast.
They popped Nightfall's ult for this to be able to take it faster, and it looks like they're going to be able to get it. All right. So Aegis and Cheese to BetBoom, showing some signs of life now.
For sure. This is it's not over yet. They're in a rough spot, but it is possible. With this Aegis definitely increasing their chances by a significant amount. Pugna with no buyback is kind of a big deal, though. It's a great target for EG to just assassinate quickly with their Slark and Storm, because Save has been keeping other heroes alive and protected quite well.
Have yet to see the Shadow Walk be placed on an ally yet, as Nullifier is online for Pakaz.
This makes the Pugna way less important to target. Now that they have Nullifier, they can go on other heroes and just nullify them, and Pugna can't save them.
Yeah.
So I personally think the best target they can kill instantly is probably the Crystal Maiden. I actually think it's really valuable. She's not particularly tanky. Her slows are annoying. Her ult is annoying for Slark. It's either her or... Yeah, I mean, you probably still kill either support.
I have a question. So, as we see Matthew...
Rezo here. I mean, there's no teammates nearby.
So Matthew's going to hit 15 pretty soon, and there's a talent for minus 25% damage taken in Shadow Walk. Does that work on allies? Because that's insane on Slark.
That is a very good question.
That is insane on Slark if that works.
I
feel like I'm under the assumption that it should work. Because you're casting your spell on him, and your spell is upgraded by your talents. That's how I feel it should be.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Question. My gut is that it doesn't work.
Okay, well, we'll see. Well, actually, we won't, because we won't be able to tell.
We won't be able to tell, and he's not using it on allies.
That's true. He doesn't know what his shard... He doesn't know he has shard right now.
It's like, why are you inflating my net worth? For no reason.
That's right.
When you definitely notice that you get it, because now you need to start double tapping your Shadow Walk to use it on yourself.
Oh, that's
so actually just annoying.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's only a 10-second cooldown. I think, what does it last? 40? Wait, how long does it last?
35 seconds, is that?
35. Man, that is a long... You can use it on two teammates and yourself?
I think so.
That's insane. Get an Octarine and it's even better? My goodness.
Whole team invis?
That's awesome.
Why pick Mirana when you can just have Bounty Hunter run from teammate to teammate?
That's
give
a good
them Shadow
question.
Walk one at a time.
And you get the stun. I mean, that's the thing. You get the stun out of the Shadow Walk as well as an ally. It's incredibly cool. Resolution's getting spotted.
That is actually crazy on Slug.
Yeah.
To be fair. That is really good.
Doesn't need Lothars, doesn't need Basher. Both are built in. Or sorry, Shadow Blade. I'm very sorry. Oh! Steve Smile with the reaction time of a god. Goodness. Gaben himself would be quite pleased right now.
Well, they're not going to turn into a play, though, but that was a nasty.
Oh, the glimpse back on a Nightfall.
Okay, maybe they are.
He's going to get controlled.
Hexed.
He's already at half HP.
Hello?
Hexed up. Is he going to get brought down? There's the heal coming in temporarily from Save. He still has his ult available, and again, the Age is still online for 2 minutes. C-Smile trying to take out Toronto Tokyo. Won't find him now out of mana. I think EG looking to recalibrate this fight.
Nice protection again. I really thought they were going to get the Aegis out of him.
Yeah, there's the sheep. Lotus afterwards, and Rezo's going to live.
Off.
So nobody dies,
Yep.
I think.
Indeed.
Sure.
And now they're going to make their own smoke move. They have Doom. They know Storm has expended quite a lot of resources.
Yep. And they still have the Aegis again.
Rezo's going to break to the Bounty Hunter, though. Immediately breaks the smoke here, so that kind of gives away this, what could have been a cute play here from BetBoom.
I mean, Nightfall has everything. He has BKB, the Aegis like we talked about. He still has his ult. He's very strong right now. Avalanche is going to catch the Caudle. Resolution's there to help clean him up. He's going to go invis temporarily. Panda getting right-click down from afar as Nightfall trying to do some damage to Pakaz, who is BKB with a Linken's applied as well. Gets silenced thanks to the calling. Toronto Tokyo with a BKB freezing field forces the Slark away as GPK and Matthew having some very awkward 1v1 fight. Pakaz with the Death Shroud. Trying to find an avenue to get the hell out of here as Nightfall continues to pursue.
Doomed the Linken's.
It looks like he's going to get away, and Matthew also will. So, a 1-for-1 support for support.
Blunder from Rezo there. I think he had the Satyr Purge ready, right? I'm pretty sure he did, but just messed it up and doomed straight into that Linken's of Slark. Who knows? Maybe they could have run him down. Now Matthew's still getting the vision. Okay, he's actually going to get spotted here.
No, I don't think he actually...
Wait, did Rezo just blink into farm the camp? With it looked so much like he was aggressive.
I mean, they know he's back here because they're getting tracked.
Yeah.
But they just don't have the vision. And he's by the well, which you know you can't die by because it's very important to the map. As the zip in from C-Smile, again, focusing on the supports. Looks like the CM is dead. No buyback available. Resolution pops his BKB. C-Smile completely out of mana, though. Gets a little bit of distance, but now the toss onto the Muerta, and the control is there for C-Smile as finally Muerta's Aegis does expire. Nice kinetic field, blocking off the pursuit of BetBoom. Avalanche is there from GPK, finally going to take out this pesky Bounty Hunter. Doom, oh my god, the Static Storm is absolutely beautiful, but they're able to sidestep the kinetic field as Pakaz go invis temporarily. GPK gets off a nice avalanche onto 2, looking for C-Smile, but he's going to live for the time being. Gets broken, gets destroyed. Double kill for GPK. Pakaz going to pounce away. GPK looking for at least one more kill on a support, but not going to find it. A great fight from BetBoom.
Damn.
How are they still in this game?
Yeah, they're just doing a really good job of playing from behind, you got to say. They're taking some solid fights. Really feel like they're getting a lot of value out of this Pugna pick, despite him getting killed there. It's forcing EG to fight awkwardly. They kind of have to take care of Save first, it looks like. And it's forcing them into uncomfortable positions. And again, similar to the game they had against Astra, the Caudle seems to be falling off a little bit.
In a bit of trouble. Nullifiers apply. The heal coming out from Save. Nightfall attempting to TP out.
Nasty damage!
And he will get out in time.
Oh, how much does that heal?
Well, Not enough to save his life.
Agilians.
That's quite a bit. Save does die, though, in the end, but certainly worth the sacrifice to save Nightfall.
I want to point out something that crossed my mind in the previous fight. The Depth Shroud is actually really good against the calling. It's kind of interesting, right? Because you're caught in this awkward area with your supports or with whatever, and Slark just puts the Depth Shroud in there and kind of negates a lot of the effect when heroes get caught by what BetBoom have to offer. So this shard that Pakaz ended up buying relatively early has definitely paid dividends here.
Ooh, Resolution, he has Doom. Pakaz and company trying to steal the Tormentor. Do they know, though? It's already at half HP. I guess they're just going to get it for free. So Storm gets the shard now. So now that the cores are starting to get it, getting a bit scary. How do you rate this shard for Storm?
I think it's pretty good. And I think it's good with Slark. Like, what you want with Storm when you have the shard, you want allies that can activate it, right? You want allies that use Overload, that go and attack. Slark will very quickly get the 3 attacks in. It's mainly him and Slark. You don't really have a tertiary core that's going to attack. Caudal is not going to be attacking heroes. Disruptor's not going to be hitting. Bounty might get a cheeky 1 attack in once in a while, but with Slark, you're very quickly going to get those Overload procs out, which is very nice, for sure. And speaking of shards, Smile, or C-Smile rather, also can't afford the Ags, the full Scepter.
He could, yeah.
And that would be a big one. They do have some pretty nasty combo potential with it, with Disruptor, Static Storm, with Illuminate, Blinding Light. Okay.
Matthew.
Did he miss?
See the tree volley coming in.
Oh, yes, Gossamer Cape, so the Infernal Blade didn't hit.
Oh,
that's actually really good against Doom.
Damn, you're right.
You can't Infernal Blade the target as Doom when they have this.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
You have to do a regular swing first to break the cape so that you can use...
Oh, Resolution's going to run right into the enemy team. Instant Avatos, but a big Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. GPK is forced to use his BKB as Pakaz now focusing on Resolution, who's getting healed on the sideline by Save. Nobody dies. And a full reset.
BetBoom are quite healthy. Storm is low on mana right now, so if you were to make the move quickly before he gets chakra'd up, you might have a bit of an advantage. You have all your spells except freezing. I guess you used Muerto ult. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
So you might want to chill.
But she does have BKB.
It's a short cooldown, though.
She does have BKB. Instant Hex. Nullifier applied as well, but Resolution trying to control the Storm Spear. The toss up, they have the damage. Down goes C-Smile. He buys back.
Oh, EG have to get something out of this. They're in a pretty good position for it, too.
Yeah, glimpse back onto Resolution. He's stuck inside the kinetic field. A big zip in. C-Smile needs to get something out of this buyback. They take out the Doom. And Nightfall, he's sheeped. Lotus is applied, though. And the rest of EG trying to hightail away as Nightfall is force-staffed. Getting pushed back now by the Caudal. They'll get the Disruptor at the very least. See-Smile now, he actually jumps in with the help of Slark to try to take out Nightfall, but he has his ult again.
Oh, great toss!
And the last right-click barely hits onto Pakaz. Has his buyback available, but that is another huge kill for BetBoom. So her ult came back. Right? That fight was so long, she ulted twice.
Why did BetBoom have to get annihilated in the early game to unlock this mode? It was like everything was coming crashing down. All the moves were failing. They were getting run over. And suddenly, when things are the absolute hardest, they're playing their best. This is usually one of this team's biggest problems is once they're under pressure in high-stakes games that they crumble in these situations. But they've been solving this game so far.
Yeah, they went all in on Nightfall right here. But they have
that toss
Lotus,
is just godly from GPK.
Pretty insane. How does, actually, now that I asked this, how does Nullifier work against Pierce the Veil?
It doesn't.
Because you can't dispel ults generally.
So, I think it's the only ethereal in the game that cannot be removed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very interesting. All right, well, BetBoom, they're going to see that Roche has just spawned. And this is the third one, and because he's on the Dire side, this is a very arbitrary mechanic, IMO, but he has the Refresher Shard.
Yep.
Which, I mean, double Doom?
Probably Doom.
You could give it to Muerta.
2 Pierces is no joke.
Yeah.
But I think the Doom's probably better.
Where's he going?
What's Roche doing? Did he think it was a different time of day?
I see light. Oh, never mind.
Sometimes your perception of time can be warped a little bit. You know, if you're having a really good time, time flies. If you're having a terrible time, and you're
he's
waiting
certainly
for
lacking vitamin D.
It takes forever. Roche just really wanted to go.
I mean, EG were ahead in their last series.
Yep.
And they probably felt really bad about that game. They got up to a monumental lead in this game, which apparently was not monumental enough because BetBoom have come right back. And you can see Nightfall's items: Satanic, Hurricane Pike, Daedalus, Moonshard, BKB. He is fully loaded. So he gets another Moonshard, of course.
And the 25 talent on this hero is no joke. We didn't really talk about the 25 talents that much, but getting just a flat 25% magic resist, it might not sound that flashy. I mean, it's not necessarily that interesting, but it's pretty important on a hero that turns ethereal, right? Having that magic resist is giving him a lot of extra tankiness.
Yeah.
Who else is reaching 25? We've got 25 on the Tiny. GBK was having a terrible game and now has 2 toss charges and is starting to ramp up some serious damage with the Silver Edge into overwhelming Blink build.
By the way, Nightfall had a Maelstrom at some point, right? Surely. I'm almost positive. But he sold that at some point.
I think so, yeah. I think he
Interesting.
sold it.
Not interested in either upgrade.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, 2 overloaded attack bounces on top of the shard for C-Smile, so he has a lot of damage, a lot of control with the Ags, and good defensive capability with the Lincolns. And
are they just going to go straight up high ground? This is an important moment.
Interesting that C-Smile takes Stormcraft. I have yet to see this, actually, because it doesn't dispel anymore. It's literally just damage. Not sure what his other choices were, but
and Mono Region,
this is why we've been seeing a lot of the Cloak, because it's just always
that's true. This is a kind of peculiar. I mean, he is doing quite a lot of damage because he keeps zipping around inside the fight. It's not a negligible amount.
It does hit 2 people. What's the cooldown on it?
Every 3 seconds, it deals 200 damage to 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Or 2 targets. So if there's anything else.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, actually.
I mean, it gives mana regen for Storm as well, obviously, so.
It's decent. The damage ramps up over a long fight. I think it is actually a pretty good choice now that I look at it again. I didn't think it was this much damage. The fact that it's 200 on each target is quite good. But like you said, it's just not something we've thought about that much in the past with this item because people have primarily taken Stormcrafted just to, you know.
Matthew has it as well. Now, the question for Matthew is, does it do damage when you're invis?
I believe it does.
Can kind of
Let's see in mid. Nope, it doesn't.
Okay.
Huh. That kind of should be toggleable like Radiance, right?
Yeah, I would think so. And GPK, like you mentioned, the tree toss, or tree volley, I should say, doing a lot of damage now that he has Silver Edge. We'll be going for the overwhelming Blink next.
Damn. Would you believe it? At 20 minutes in, the win expectancy of this game was 96% from EG.
Yeah.
Now we're almost back to 50-50.
This is going to be a hype finish.
It's quite the comeback. Now, again, obviously, don't really know how trustworthy these graphs are with a new patch, you know, with the... I don't know how big of a sample size you need to start developing before these graphs reflect the true experience of the patch, or if it's still digging into old data. But I'll tell you for a fact that this lead from EG was definitely a huge one. Maybe it wasn't 96-4. Maybe it was 90-10.
Pause! Double pounce. Oh, and Rezo popped his Doom. I don't know if they saw that, though. That's big. If they did.
He has Refresher. Do it again. And they can also chill. It feels like EG are not going to force them to fight right now, but the problem is if they wait for the Doom to come back up, they lose their Aegis. So Rezo really wanted that fight.
Matthew, they know he's here now, tracking. They're going to jump in. There's nice the dust. They're going to try to punish this. Toss back up.
He's dead.
And Matthew is done for. Does have his buyback at the ready. And the rest of his team actually smokes. And they're going to find an Arcane Rune. Ooh, this could be dirty. C-Smile bottles it up, and they might just wait for the resurrection of their teammate. And like you said, Aegis, it's only 30 seconds away, so yeah, that would be a good alignment. And I guess Nightfall, is that going to be the agility blink, swift blink? Yeah, looks like that's what he's going to be going for. Slark also has a refresher. I don't know if he spotted that one. And 4K on top of that.
Yeah, he has plenty of mana for it, too. So he can do 2 Shrouds and 2 ults, which makes for a long time for him to stick on Huerta, because they don't have that much AoE stun control. They only have Avalanche. So if he gets on her when ulti is down, he can stick for quite a while before he has to disengage out. I don't think he needs to be worried about dying to residual AoE damage from like a little bit of Nether Blast here, Crystal Nova there. Even a Maiden ult, he can probably tank through most of it, to be honest. Sitting on 3.2k health and the regen from Shadow Dance, so definitely worth keeping an eye out for Pakaz and for the targeting of EG in general, because it's clear that they want to kill Muerta. If you do kill this hero, you're going to run the fight over. But they've been struggling to do it so far for quite a while.
EG look like they want to fight now that the Aegis is no longer there.
They still seem to not be shadow walking the Slark.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of puzzling to me. I feel like that must be really good to do. Just like free extra information and the value of the jump itself, as we already talked about. But all right.
Very tense.
With the
and
axe
again,
now also has the gold for Hex.
Winner of this singular game will continue at the Berlin Major. Loser is out. A lot at stake. And EG had a ridiculous lead, and it has plummeted now. Still 10k in their favor, but it feels like the momentum is on BetBoom's side for sure. And the question is, are we just going to see a wait until the next Roche? As Matthew continues to be a nuisance on the other side of the map. And BetBoom basically just walking around as 5.
Top tower is under attack.
Both teams playing a bit passive, I have to say.
I mean, with good reason, right? Your Aegis has expired on BetBoom. And for EG, you know, you kind of... I think the map's just going to be timid for a while. Like, both teams kind of have this feeling that this next fight is probably the end of the game, right? And it isn't necessarily the case, but I will understand why they feel the next fight will determine more or less everything. So you really want to give yourselves the best possible conditions to find the right kind of fight for yourselves, and it can take some time.
And maybe we'll see a fight at the Roche corner,
Actually,
wherever that may be.
The fact that Whisper hasn't got an Ags yet, I think this might turn into a really important item. We haven't really talked about it, but Caudle has not had Will-O-Wisp all game. And you're playing into heroes like Tiny and Muerta who don't like being repositioned, don't like, you know, having to deal with that. And it's just an extra tool that even if you can gunslinger proc off it or whatever, it's just extra nuisance in the fight that they're going to have to respect.
Yeah.
Coming out from Whisper.
That's a lot of... Okay. Surely we can make a block of cheese at some point. Make it your ultimate stratagem. Please. They just...
How many Lotuses do they even have on the Radiant? They don't really have many.
Nobody believes in the dream.
They have one greater on the Maiden.
Okay, well, they have the Ags now in Caudle, so
they're way away.
Will-O-Wisp online. Ignis Fatis, as some would call it. Is it still called Ignis Fatis if you click it?
I think so.
Okay. That'll be your job in the next fight. Don't
Ignis Fatuous.
Oh, okay. Matthew from behind. And we can see that Roche will be up in 2 minutes, so it's a bit of a later spawn. That will still be nighttime, so that means it'll still be up here.
Toronto Tokyo spotted by Matthew.
He is spotted. Trying to go for him, but Resolution jumps in with the AoE Doom, and Storm Spirit's in a lot of trouble if they can keep on top of him. Beautiful Avalanche on top as well. Resolution, another Doom. Down goes Storm Spirit. And Rezo, he's kind of out of utility.
He's going to get glimpsed here.
Twice. He's going to get glimpsed like you said. Still, the Doom is not something you can ignore, as Pakaz trying to go ham onto Nightfall. Has that ult activated. Still with the refresher available, I believe, as save is going to get nullified, and GPK able to delete C-Spawn. That's a dieback! How? Nobody else has even died on his team yet. Huge kill for BetBoom. Unfortunately for them, it's not really going to align perfectly with this Roche, which is still a full minute away, but... Not sure if they're actually going to wait for it.
EG's biggest struggle in the game right now is actually damage, of all things. They just can't kill the heroes that they jump on. It takes too long. The heroes get kited. They save them against the Slark. They save them against the Storm.
I mean, they didn't fully commit at all. Slark still has Refresher, never used it. I mean, I'm not sure. He didn't use BKB.
It seems like the AoE Doom definitely caught C-Smile by surprise the first time. But the second time, you know...
Yeah.
Kind of...
And onto the high ground they go. They have a Tiny and Muerta. This will go down super fast. Knowing that this Storm is dead for 70 seconds, they could easily get the Mega. Although Tier 2 is still existing in the bot lane, so might have to opt for the 2 lanes. But you can see the delay from EG. They're very annoying lineup for sure. There's only so much they can do. As Pakaz actually jumps in. I don't know if they're actually trying to go for kills or just trying to delay, but
there's the
Will-O-Wisp on top of the Static Storm now, trying to control this Muerta, but the Bounty Hunter's going to die instead. And Pakaz, trying to get something out of this, finally gets a Crystal Maiden kill.
He is huge on Slark right now.
He's got a lot of stacks. His action shift, and GPK pops the BKB, trying to get away, but triple kill from Pakaz, as he is just a one-man army. Resolution finally with the Doom available, pops it to try to give Nightfall some cover. He's able to TP out. Resolution not going to be so lucky as an ultra kill for Pakaz, who basically 1v4'd.
He has 500 agi.
Holy shit.
Yo,
and now they can go to the Roche pit. Roche is up.
Oh my god, this game just keeps delivering. I mean, I feel like I can't predict anything in this game anymore. Like, everything is just completely random. I mean, random is the wrong word. It's just
unfamiliar territory.
It's super unpredictable, and I think BetBoom feel. I mean, I don't blame them for pushing there. You know, like your 5v4, the Storm doesn't have buyback.
Yeah.
But Slark, Pakaz, the Superman of this fight, just a hero, finding the angle, killing both supports basically on his own, building a ton of stacks in the process, and just look at him here, 69 temporary stacks at this point. Nice. And that's when you know it's go time.
Yep. That is definitely true. Ultra kill, and
they get themselves an Aegis now on the Storm.
Yeah, so that the dieback not feeling so bad now.
Yeah.
Pakaz has definitely delivered, as he has buyback himself, and of course, I mean, he got that 25 talent that gives him the Essence Shift stacks lasting a lot longer, so still with 63 extra temporary stacks. And now they can try to go ham on these buildings, but the 5-man roster from BetBoom is spawning now. Of course, they know that one Doom is down, and I thought he had an actual refresher. It was just the refresher shard from before, so Rezo still has to wait for the Doom to come back naturally, which it will be up in a few seconds. So that's one set of racks at the 60-minute mark, which you know what that means, Cinderin. It's Tier 5 neutral time, baby. Let's see what they get. What is Gaben going to give you today? That's a Tier 5 token. What are you going to get today? Got to activate that bad boy and get a nice, juicy double damage on top of that. Gaben's really happy with EG. What are you going to get? What are you going to get? Come on. Click the goddamn button. For God's sake, get your Tier 5 items here today. You can get anything.
You could definitely be an American auctioneer at one of those, when they sell off livestock.
Yeah. Oh, why livestock?
I don't know why
that's your nice beef cuts here today. Nice and juicy, big juicy cuts for you today.
No, I mean,
no fat.
Livestock. It's not dead yet if it's livestock.
Yeah, but they're still juicy and fat.
Oh, okay. I mean, fair enough. I thought you called it steaks.
Are you saying that I'm objectifying a cow because they're pieces of meat to me?
Okay.
Where are these Tier 5 neutrals?
Nope, they haven't chosen yet. He's got a token on Slark.
Why have they not chosen? I'm waiting for these pop-ups, man. Click that button, Whisper. He's probably asking his team, what should I choose out of this selection? We have 3 tokens now. Are they just going for the 5-man token just to see what happens? Maybe there's an Easter egg put in by Valve. There's the pirate hat.
Oh my god, pirate hat on Slark.
So ridiculous attack speed, and you get bounty runes for your whole team every however many seconds.
I guess he was asking, guys, should I... He was asking C-Smile if he was going to die again, because then he needs to dig up bounties for his buyback. And that's why he chose the pirate hat over his alternative.
Okay, Book of Shadows. I was going to say, if Whisper could get something like that, that could be very powerful.
So let's keep in mind, Book of Shadows is effectively turns the target into Willow's Shadow Realm.
But aren't they disarmed?
But they're also disarmed, silenced, and muted, so they just disappear basically from
the fight. Almost like being astraled, kind of.
Yeah, it's like Grimstroke's Inkswell on release.
All right, Nightfall with Ex Machina.
20 armor.
So resets the cooldown on all his items, which means double Satanic, double BKB, double Blink, double Hurricane Pike. And unfortunately, you can't consume Moonshard twice because of that item. Seer Stone for Disruptor. That's a shit ton of cast range.
Ex Machina on Tiny as well. I really wanted to see Giant's Ring. But
yeah, that's true. That would have been nice.
is what it is. Did anyone else select yet?
Yeah, double BKB and Blink.
Apex on Storm.
Apex on Storm. Huh, that's not...
I guess his options weren't the best.
I would think...
Yo, what if you take 5 pirate hats?
Then you just win.
You're literally just drowning in money.
Ridiculous amounts of gold.
In Butte.
Yep. Matthew still doesn't have a tier 5 neutral. There's the pounce, not going to fully connect. Nightfall pops the BKB and his ult. See Smile, he'll respond with a BKB of his own, but here comes Resolution with the AoE Doom. CM has died, still has the buyback available, but you can see that BetBoom.
That's a big Doom.
Yeah, is that the...
He is a very big boy with that giant
that's
string.
the giant string, okay. Very good.
It almost felt like it looked like the visual of the Doom was bigger, but it shouldn't be a bigger area.
I thought it looked smaller because he's so big. He occupies the radius.
Well, they killed the Maiden. It cost them their refresher orb from Slark, so that's a long cooldown.
So we are missing, unless they are like maybe they've just backpacked these. No, there's still a token for BetBoom that nobody has used for some godforsaken reason.
Yeah, Pugna as well as Maiden can still choose one.
Oh, here's a jump. Fight here. There's the jumping onto the Pugna, but a beautiful avalanche into the tree volley, but an instant hex onto the Tiny. And there's the AoE stun from C-Smile. Pops his BKB as well, but he's very low on HP. But again, he does have his Aegis available. Kaz has already popped the cheese, I do believe, focusing on Resolution with buybacks in the game. Along with the CM. Aegis is now down. There's the avalanche. C-Smile. Can he get control? Infernal Blade and the right clicks are enough, but there is the Static Storm applied to the Muerta. Pakaz just right-clicking him into Oblivion. Double kill for him, but he does have buyback onto Nightfall. BKB forced by GPK. They don't have their Storm on EG, but it's a 4v3. They don't know that Muerta has the buyback, but they can basically assume that that is the case.
Yeah, they can surmise that.
Get these tier 5 items, for God's sake.
Yeah, why?
Resolution is backpacking the Giants.
Okay, running around with a psychic headband, man. Come on.
Yeah, if you get the Seer Stone, it's just better. Unless you want to pop the Lincolns, I guess, actually. That's true.
I suppose.
Oh, Storm now has buyback, thanks to that bounty room.
Told you. They got the pirate hat.
It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good.
Pakaz with 69 stacks again.
There's Book of
Almost
Shadows.
Like he's trying for it.
From BetBoom's side. Okay, this is going to be a shit show with all these Book of Shadows being cast. I'm not going to have any idea what's
that item is nutty. It is.
All right, what's the active of that item called? That's the trivia for you.
Shadows.
Damn. You looked earlier, didn't you?
Yes.
That's cheating. All right, I don't know if they're going to wait for the next Roche, but we have a 65-minute barn burner.
But what is the active of Ex Machina called?
Refresh.
Reset cooldowns.
Damn it, I should have made it more generic. I knew it. I knew it. All right, so there are 4 total buybacks in the game, 3 of which are on EG. There's a Tormentor available that Resolution is ignoring because they... Okay, Fallen Sky, finally they get something. That's their last tier 5, so Fallen Sky on the bounty.
So you can't use this item when you've taken damage, like Blink Dagger, right?
Yes, correct.
So what you do as bounty is you Shadow Walk someone, and then you instantly hammer before you take damage. And then you can Shadow Walk again. And then you can Hex. He actually has a lot of stun at this point.
And I don't know if you've seen him use Shadow Walk on a teammate yet, but maybe he has. I have not noticed. Does this 40k lead mean anything?
Yes.
Okay. Is that it? That's all you had to say about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dumb question, dumb answer.
What do you think of the Apex on C-Smile? That's very unusual to see that on an Int Hero. Another Book of Shadows. They have 2 on BetBoom.
Okay, so they have Decrypt, Double Book.
Wait. You can't target them at all, so Nullifier does nothing against this item. It's just...
That should be correct, yeah.
It's just... I mean, you can take damage from AoE stuff, though. Right?
Yeah. Book of Shadows is amazing against Slark.
It's okay, Resolution now officially has his refresher. They're gonna... Is this just for gold, or is somebody actually missing a shard at 65 minutes?
Pugna gets it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Nice, some cast range for another ward.
Yeah,
just what they need.
Better than
to
nothing.
Close this game out.
Does anybody on the other team not have shard? Everyone does. So fully loaded on both sides for shards. As we have a pause, I'm sure Toronto, Tokyo, and company have their buckets available to, relieve themselves. I'm not sure if that's fully against the rules, but it probably isn't in the rules, so technically is allowed. I'll allow it. He's going to disconnect to do just that. Let's not put the camera on BetBoom, of course, because that's going to be... Oh, there we go. Okay, they're all watching him from the other side. You can see they're... Yep, he's like, Save's like, yeah. Yeah, that's very nice. That's good.
Maybe they're reading Book of Shadows together.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, how many... All right, for you... I know this is just for pubs, I guess, at this stage, but how many Tier 5 neutral games have you had that go like this late?
All time?
Yeah. Like, basically, I'm asking, how much experience do you think these players have using these items?
Not that much. And I think even having pub experience doesn't translate into Pro Dota, right? Like, the stakes, the speed, the way people play, the way they strategize and plan it. Because, like, it's one thing to have cool Tier 5 items. It's another to be able to coordinate your team to use Book of Shadows correctly, right? Playing around it. I don't know. I mean, these guys, this is probably their first game ever with 2 Books of Shadows in their same team, right? Because this has only been possible for a few days.
Yeah.
And you would need to get there, and you would need to select the item on 2 heroes. So
they have to... I mean, communication is going to be... I wonder if... I guess you can't Book of Shadows the same target twice.
Yeah, you would need to do the same server tick, right? So that's very unlikely. It's not projectile-based. It's literally instant.
Is it instant? Yeah,
I think so. Okay. So it's very unlikely they end up layering them, right? They just said go while Maiden's disconnected. I mean, that's pretty...
We don't... You've got the aura.
That is a Chad move.
You have the aura. What else do you need?
Go. GPK just said go while his maiden is DC'd. He's had enough of Toronto, Tokyo shit. He just wants to play the video game.
All right, are we close to 25s or 30s that matter? Nightfall's close to 30.
Oh, yeah. This is actually unbelievable. The Doom is not 25 yet. We're 70 minutes in.
Yeah.
Rezo is level 23.
I mean, what do you even go for? The break's not... I mean, I guess you can't gain stacks
Doom applies break is pretty good against Slark, isn't it? For that reason.
I guess.
If you consider, there's a lot of Slark's damage in these previous fights where he's been in Shadow in his in Shadow Dance or in the Shroud, and he's just been hitting people while doomed. And if you can't get stacks during it, he's not going to ramp up. That talent might actually be really important here. As a matter of fact, for Rezo, but
do we still have a... Somebody has a Philosopher's Stone. Toronto, Tokyo just wants that sweet, sweet GPM.
Money.
Goodness gracious. Because they don't have a Pirates.
That is true.
I mean, this lead is literally growing in part because of Dig.
Pirates hat is 1k GPM.
Yeah.
He's digging up bounty runes that give...
Look at this stat.
So...
Is this broken?
No, this is true. So
50?
All right, so listen
Come on.
up. When he digs up a bounty... He gives his team 153 gold each. So times 5, that's 750. And he does that every 40 seconds. So it's literally 1k GPM Pirates hat.
But he hasn't had it for that long.
I mean, they've also just controlled the map. They've controlled the maps.
Refresher
bounties,
shard
right?
again because it's nighttime. Perpetual darkness for our Roche friend.
Yo, dig. Stop hitting Roche and dig up money.
Yeah, time to dig.
Free money.
All right, so Aegis on Slark. C-Smile takes the cheese.
Come on, man.
I mean, now it's... I mean, surely you start Lotus farming at this point. Come on, guys. That extra 500 HP could be the difference between you continuing at the Berlin Major and not.
Some good money.
Okay, yeah, it works. Okay, look at that.
There you go. Nice little extra cheeky 765
That's
gold.
half their lead is runes.
Yep.
What?
I don't know how big a part of these are from the Pirates hat. How many has he dug up now? Maybe like 7 or 8, I guess?
Oh, it shows here. After 63 minutes, I mean, whatever that says. Too complicated for me. GPK, all right. We got the Eon Disc proccing already, but the AoE Doom is applied to Slark. They're going to get this kill, it looks like, but again, that is just the Aegis. C-Smile jumping in, trying to avoid some of the BKBs. He has the cheese. He's going to have to use it here soon. As Rezo, that Doom's still applied to him. Have to walk that off.
Second Static
Storm. Refresher available. Yep, Static Storm is there on top of the Morta. Can they get this kill? It's going to be pretty close. Yes. 125 seconds. Morta doesn't have buyback. Resolution gets his second Doom off. Nice avalanche toss from GPK. Now they're going to try to focus him down. His Resolution is going to drop of his own accord. So a 3-for-0 as EG look to be cleaning this up. Very nicely done from them. And now with all these Slark Essence Shift stacks, they can just go for these buildings. Couple buybacks, but Muerta with none in sight. Matthew just trying to create some space here as there's a random item on the ground. We're just going to ignore that, even though it's really bothering me. As GG's finally come out. EG, they were ahead big time early. They should have won this game.